My boyfriend wanted to ditch me on our vacation to find himself after I paid for everything, so I said bet and left him ditched for the streets. So, my boyfriend, 27M, and I, 28F, have been together for 2 years, and we planned a 2-week vacation to Italy. I paid for the flights, hotels, everything, because I make more than he does, and I wanted it to be a stress-free trip for both of us. Everything was great, that is, until the last day when he tells me he wants to stay longer to find himself and wants to think about our relationship without me. He didn't discuss this with me beforehand. And it completely blindsided me. I was hurt and told him that if he feels he needs time alone, then he should also be financially independent during this extension of his trip. I said I wouldn't be paying for his new return ticket whenever he decides to come back. He got upset, calling me unsupportive and selfish, and told our friends that I'm abandoning him in a foreign country. They have since left me numerous messages telling me I'm being a jerk and should at least pay for his new plane ticket home. I don't think I'm the jerk when he chose to extend his trip without any heads up, but is leaving him to fend for himself going too far? Thank you to all the people who responded, especially the early ones who gave some outside verification of me probably not being the jerk. I don't feel comfortable saying I'm completely blameless here because you're only getting one side of the story, and I need to take responsibility for my part in this whole thing, such as it is. But I guess I never realized how good my boyfriend was at making me feel like unreasonable crap was normal and rational and that I was the crazy one. So, anyways, here's the update. We're both back in America now, and he's packing his stuff to go stay with his family for a bit until he can find a new place. Soon after I posted, it was time to go to the airport, and so I did, without him. I'm one of those people who arrives really early because I never think I'll get to the gate in time, because everything that could go wrong probably would go wrong. It never does, but especially with how I was feeling, my luck was going, I didn't want to push it. I was there for about an hour by myself, mulling things over and talking to my mom. I looked at a couple of responses to this post, but I didn't trust that I wouldn't lose it if I started responding, and I definitely didn't want to burst into tears while I was in the airport. As I was talking to my mom, my boyfriend showed up. I guess he thought I was bluffing but had a rude awakening when the hotel staff kicked him out of the room because I'd only paid through that day. Honestly, I took no small amount of satisfaction in this. He'd been so concerned about the plane ticket that he didn't even stop to think about where he was going to stay. As many of you guessed, he met someone while we were in Italy. He was quick to tell me that it was just a physical attraction and that they hadn't done anything, but he had her Instagram and was wanting to see if it'd go anywhere. I guess that's what I get for not feeling well and wanting to stay in one night while he went out to explore. Obviously, I told him things were over between us. Even though he tried to make it sound like nothing had happened. The fact remains that, 1, I couldn't feel like I could trust him when he said that, and 2, I don't really want to be with someone who feels like it's okay to still keep his options open when he's been in a monogamous relationship for the past 2 years. The flight home was awkward as hell, and he tried really hard to give another pitch for why we should stay together on the drive home from the airport. I think, as we got closer to home, reality started setting in, and he realized he'd just thrown a lot away. So yeah, I'm jet-lagged and physically and emotionally exhausted. I'm just kind of numb at this point.